Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Hey Castro, how you doing? How you doing, love? I hope everything's been doing all right for you. That you're, I hope that you're prospering and doing well, honey. It is September and we are almost done with the year 2025. Okay. Hey everybody, hey everybody in the clouds. If you guys, I know a lot of people don't like when you say it, but it's better than begging for money. So all I beg for is likes. Hey Sherry, or if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button and sharing a video if you care, I would really appreciate it. Child, I took a couple of days off for the Labor Day weekend. And also, it is the start of a new era here in my family. And that is part of the reason why I had to take a day off because we had to travel, y'all. We had to travel. Y'all know I don't like to tell much about my life, but I've always told y'all about my nephew and his football goals and what it is that he wants to do, right? So he actually, got some playing minutes in as a freshman in his first college football game. We all went down to his college. At first, he was going to go to a HBCU. He changed his mind and he committed to a SEC team here in the South. We are happy about that because we don't have to fly to go see him play. We can drive. I do not like to fly unless I absolutely have to. I do not like to, right? So at his new school, we could drive, and that is a wonderful thing. And it is also closer to us than he would have been at the HBCU. Hey, Miss Philadelphia, how you doing? So we were all proud of him. Um, uh, him and his mom and his grandmom, we were all crying, of course. Y'all, them people, them boys are so big. I thought they was gonna hurt my baby. I said, Lord have mercy, they gonna hurt my baby. But he just as big as they are, and so everything was fine. So y'all pray for my nephew, child. Pray for my nephew. Pray that they don't take his head off. But he was so proud of himself, and he came with a built-in team, if you will, which is his both of his dads, uh, my first cousin, child, my hubby. He got a whole team already, right? He got a whole, I guess, whole team behind him, and all that entails, right? But it's been that way since forever. But anyway, we were also proud of my baby boy. He's growing up. He's doing well. And I want to share that with y'all because I don't share a whole lot of things in my life, but I am so proud of him. And yeah, oh my God. Anyway, moving right along. So, clearly, I missed a lot that was going on around here. Hey, CMAC TV. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'm assuming a lot of people were on during the Labor Day holiday, but I just told you guys what I had going on, and it just was what it was, child. But I wouldn't even know where to start or what I missed because the last time I left off, um, they were gearing up to go at Sour Patch, right? Hey, Almighty Isis, how you doing? You love your thumbnail? Thank you, Almighty Isis. I couldn't think of that. That's put on her, right? And so, sometime when it comes to my moody cancer, I'm in a bad moody cancer. Today, I'm in a good moody cancer. Okay. Hey, Michelle T, how you doing? Today I'm in a good moody cancer, okay? Because I had a wonderful weekend with my family. And like I said, we're in a new era. And so it's wonderful. And I'm blessed to be here. I am blessed to be here. So I don't know. And like I said, let me get back to it, child. Let me get back to it. I'm gonna talk about that the whole show. Um, please hit the like button, y'all. Please share the video if you care, right? So when I left out Friday, they were gearing up to there was some commentary about sour snatch, right? And the raggedy stuff that she had said to, I think a lady name was Miss K or something like that, concerning her autistic child. And for some reason, people around her, in my opinion, like to protect this drunken idiot with too much wearing that wears too much makeup, and this is just absolutely disgusting. But hey, it is what it is. You like who you like, right? You Miss J Dunn had your picture up yesterday. Don't know why she's so mad. Yes, I'm being messy this morning. What she have my picture up for? And why was she even thinking about me? I wasn't thinking about her. Child, is my picture still on her video so I can go snatch her video? Let me know, Michelle T. Hey, Betty Boo. And I don't know why she would have my picture up with her ugly ass. Baby Shark looking healthy. All right, girl, you go look and sound autistic for the rest of your life, Jay Dunn. Get you some business, girl. Get you some business. Mm-hmm. But Michelle T, please let me know the name of the video if you would. I appreciate it. I really would. You'd be doing me a solid. Like I said, I don't know why the hell she would be thinking about me because I sure wasn't thinking about her. Okay. Chat. But anyway, it is what it is, chat. You know how folks is, right? Right. So anyway, um, where was I at? Yeah, so they was gearing up to do that. Uh, I don't even know if anything else was going on. I'm sure some other stuff happened, over the weekend, but it is what it is. This was like what I missed. That was the question. So Michelle told me a little bit. I don't know if anything else that was interesting went on, but I saw a couple as I'm trying to catch up this morning, and y'all know I got a short attention span, right? See, that's what people don't understand. Let me say this real fast. I don't do recap videos. I do. I did on Mighty Isis. I do commentary, right? There is a difference between recapping and doing commentary. And a lot of people, because they don't have critical thinking skills, not very good at all. And a lot of times they don't even have common sense around it, right? And that coupled with the fact that you cannot, hey Cap, how you doing, love? That coupled with the fact that they don't have very good cognitive understanding skills. I would say it that way. They don't know the difference between recapping videos and doing commentary about videos, right? So people love to say, and I think what is her name started this about me wanting to recap some videos so I can do. You want to hear this weekend? Neither was I, Betty Boop. The difference between recapping videos, and let me know if y'all can hear me good, right? The difference between recapping videos and doing commentary about videos is the fact that you don't have to sit up hour after hour after hour, right? So what I will do is I will go watch a recap channel, you know what I mean? Even if it's boring, like YTC, right? Or, whoever else that used to do recaps, right? I want to mention no names because people be getting in their feelings, okay, right? I'm in a good mood. I'm not here for it, right? And but I'm waiting for your response, Michelle T. Since you dropped down, I want you to follow through, okay? Anyway, because I'm not playing with that retarded monster over there, okay? So anyway, because I don't know why it's even thinking about me. It makes me feel weird that it's thinking about me. It makes me even look weirder that Jay Dunce is fixated on my photo. That is weird. I don't want her looking at my photo while she on that motorized tallywhacker that she got over there, spewing all that motor oil out of her snatch. Okay, I think that's weird. Okay, then I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, but anyway, uh, even if that's true, so I'm gonna say allegedly, because I didn't see it for myself. Sometimes people come on here and say stuff, curry and bones just to get stuff started, right? It's on her birthday eve, part 3. She might take it down before you get over there. But can you tell me why the picture was up? What was the context of the picture? Why was the picture there? Because and thank you for sharing. Because I did ask what I missed, right? So what was she saying about the photo? Like I'm confused. And why would she be thinking about me? Like I said, Michelle, girl, I think it's weird. Okay, because like really. Ugh. And girl, do you wash your hands when you touch your phone or your computer or any device? Do you wipe that motor oil off your hands or whatever else grimy stuff you got on there? Because who was that video I was watching? I think it was Shaquem when he was doing one of his um one of his what do you call this? One of his State of the Sector video when her ex said that she was her house was really dirty and it was disgusting. So she would travel to meet her instead of having the girl come into her home. I'm like, ugh, did she even wash her hands? Like, ugh. You know what? I shudder the thought. I shudder the thought. Y'all, please hit the like button if you don't mind. I know some people don't like when you say hit the like button, but it ain't like I'm saying, please hit the cash app. Like some people are never satisfied. So you don't mind people scamming and using you for cash apps and lying to your face. Hey, grandma love, but you mind hitting the like button and it's free in order for even though you're listening to the content, whether you like it or not, the content creator is still coming out here, and the only thing they're asking for is a like because you are listening to the video, which means you are being entertained, whether you hate watching or not. You see what I'm saying? So I don't understand. Don't cost you nothing. But anyway, uh, where was I? Oh, the difference between a recap video and commentary, right? So the going thing sometimes for some people, and I don't know why they don't. Like I said, the cognitive skills are at an all-time low around here when it pertains to some people. I don't understand why they don't understand the difference between a recap video and commentary. Now, when you're saying that hey Corinne, you're a recap channel, right? You look at the videos, you know, you can't look at all videos, but the videos that you choose to watch that you want to do a recap on, those are the videos that you watch. You bring it to the sector, you recap videos, as in you talk about what happened, who said what. Like take Truth Enterprise for instance, right? Now, Truth Enterprise for me, she do recaps, but she also does commentary, right? I do commentary. So if I want to find out what happened, in the streets or whatever, one of the videos that I will watch is Truth Enterprise, right? I think a lot of people be overlooking looking Truth Enterprise. I don't understand, but I like Truth. Like for instance, she did a video that I watched this morning, and the only thing I hate about Truth Enterprise was, baby, you really have to do your research on Truth Enterprise. It's videos because you don't never know what you're gonna get because you don't all the time put the titles of the names of the people that she's talking about in the video, right? So I click on the video randomly, you know what I mean? Because it'd be like Truth Enterprise is live or whatever, right? No title or nothing, right? And so uh I'm gonna read that in a minute, Michelle. So thank you, baby. Um she was talking about Sassy. She was talking about Sassy, got into it with the Ladon person, and she said Sassy got into her first fight or something like that. I was giggling. It was giving me a good look kiki. Evidently, it happened around her own Lemons channel, and Truth was talking about what went on, and she said how Sassy got up there, and pretty much read her rights or whatever. I heard her talking about that, and she was talking about the girl. She's not even originally from over here, and there's some about she was uh begging or something like that, but it wasn't serious begging, but still you begging of that. It was a whole bunch of stuff. Then she was saying something about she put her she was saying something about her child in a sleepover party or something like. I'm like, what? But anyway, I heard that from Truth Enterprise, right? And so that is a recap, in my opinion, right? So I don't have to actually go to the video because I do commentary, right? Now, sometimes when I listen to a recap and I want to know more, I will go to the video. I will try to red ball where the conversation took place so I could get more context of what it was that they were talking about, and then I would do my commentary on it, right? So I am not a recap channel. I do commentary. I don't have to look at a whole video to do commentary, right? All I have to do, if I want to go to the video, and listen to it for a while so I can get better context, like I said, okay, I'll do that. But I don't recap. I do commentary. I talk about pretty much what the recap of the video was. Do y'all see what I'm saying? So when you're saying that I don't do my own research and I don't do this and I don't, okay, so I don't have to. All I have to do is listen long enough to a part, not the whole video, just something that I want to speak on, right? It don't matter if the video was 5 or 10 hours long. If I only want to speak of one part on it, like I gave you an example, like Truth was speaking on Sassy with the LaDon person, right? Then I will come back and do my commentary on that one part. There's no need for me to look at the whole video. Okay? So that's why I like the recap channels. If the recap channels are entertaining, some the recap channels that we have down here in the morning, they're pretty much like white noise, and the channel will put you to sleep. Like, okay, I also went and looked at a little bit of uh because y'all know I still get my notifications. I went and tried to read about through Kimmy's video. She did a video this weekend, right? And she was doing the list again, right? And a lot of people are now pretty much, under the same frame of mind when it comes to YTC and how boring her channel is in the morning. And Kimmy was saying, like, I think you get too big for your britches. It ain't what you think it is. It's just you the only one, on, the early in the morning. People trying to get to work. People be on their way to work. She the only one on. It take her forever to do a recap anyway. So it pretty much turns into white noise. A lot of people use YouTube. And what I mean by white noise is just for something to listen to in the background. I used to listen to like the radio stations in the morning, like those morning shows. Like I used to love to listen to what is his name? He does a Family Feud. When he had a morning show. I can't think of the man's name. The bald headed man, comedian. I used to love to listen to him in the morning. And before him, it was another guy too that I used to like to, listen to in the morning. This is years ago when I was working, right? So I would listen to these shows in the background, until I got to work. It was Steve Harvey. It was Steve Harvey morning show. I liked him, and then it was another guy. I can't even think of his name that I used to like. Thank you, Angelica. Yeah, Steve Harvey. It was him. And do y'all remember the name of the other guy? He was really Steve Harvey. Really kind of took his place. But anyway, used to listen to those guys in the morning when I was on my way to work, right? And also as I'm getting ready for work, right? This kind of white noise in the background, right? So a lot of people use the recap shows in the morning shows, when they drinking their coffee, they getting ready for work, they on their way to work. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what it is. Whether it's born or not, it's still white noise. And for that reason, you are getting a lot of your numbers because it ain't nobody else to listen to. So I heard Kimmy touch on that as well as her list. And I absolutely agree with what she had to say and what a lot of people had to say about, girl, you are boring. I don't know why you ran Sassy out. And I have been saying that forever. Okay? Because Sassy made the show. Because YouTube cameras is very, 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 very boring. Okay? And it don't make but it's white noise in the background. It is what it is, right? So anyway, uh, if I'm listening to a recap show, right, sometime I will get a what do you call it, kite or something. They'll be saying something. I'm like, well, okay, it's taking us so long to do the recap. Let me go over here try to find a video and see what happened for myself so I can do commentary on it. Because I don't do recaps, but I will do commentary. I will tell you what I think about a thing, about the video, right? Or about something that I heard on a recap show. That is what I do. I do not do recaps. I do commentary. I do not have to watch everybody's video. I do not have to watch all of everybody's video in order for me to do commentary on it. Hey, Food Junkie. Food Junkie says, Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Frank Sky, and all of them are the same. Yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah. Tom Joyner. Thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you, Jinxie, Air Food Junkie, and Almighty Isis. Tom Joyner, the Tom Joyner Morning Show, right? He was before Steve Harvey. Absolutely, I just love the Tom Joyner Morning Show, you know, and I like the Steve Harvey Show too. He wasn't as entertaining for me as Tom Joyner, but I love the Tom Joyner morning show, right? Like that was my thing. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm getting ready for work. I'm trying to get motivated. I'm giggling and laughing. They're helping the coffee along. They're waking me up. And I was like, oh Lord, just 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes of laughing. And I can get ready to go this job, right? And so, yeah, I watch Ricky Smiley too sometime. I never watched Frank Sky. I don't even know who that is, but I love me some Tom Joyner. Oh my God, yes, me too, Tom Joyner. His show was great, right? And you see, I love this show better than Steve Harvey's. I really liked the Tom Joyner Morning Show. That was my thing when I was working, right? That's me years ago. Look, years ago, I can't believe some of y'all remember that. Okay, I'm glad I didn't age myself. But that is the guy, the Tom Joyner Morning Show. That was my thing, right? So today, I think a lot of people use, like I said, YouTube, as a means to, get up and, and get started. And, you're drinking your coffee, you're getting ready for work, you're riding to work. You know what I mean? You got something to listen to, on your way to work or whatever, right? So that was my thing. And so I think that's what's going on now. Even though the chick is boring, I wish she had more of a personality like Sassy does. I really think she started feeling some kind of way because Sassy was getting all the accolades. But anything it is to make your show better, I think that that's what you should do. If I was doing a morning show and I was born like YTC, I could do a morning show by myself. I wouldn't need it, Sassy, because I'm not boring. YTC girl, you are boring, and you're fixated. I think you are extended lemonade or lemonade adjacent or something like that, or it's just you feel comfortable doing. Anyway, we don't have a discussion. We know about that, right? So anyway, I said I like to say that I agree. There was another example. I agree with what Kimmy said, right, and what the subscriber said because she was doing the list, right? And it's the truth, right? So I didn't have to do a recap of Kimmy's whole show. I listened to that part and I agreed with that part. Hit the one if y'all see what I'm saying. I don't do recaps, I do commentary. There's a difference, right? So it's just like when what's her name used to say I was stealing her commentary. The reason why I could never agree with that is because I don't do recap shows. You do recap shows. I do commentary on your recap. There's a difference, right? Yeah, so yeah, I don't think they're cool anymore. Like I really don't. It was a whole thing when Sassy came back out for Lent and she hadn't been over there since, so and I don't think it was Sassy fault. I just think she felt the way because people were saying that people like me, I'm not gonna say everybody. Thank you, Almighty Isaac. That some people thought that Sassy was more entertaining than her, and I'm the one of them. And so yeah, and so anyway, that's what I do. I don't do recaps. I do commentary. I ain't gotta watch a whole lot of videos unless I want to. I read about them. You know what I mean? Sometimes I even be privy to, listening to a video and I could do commentary on it, but I don't recap. I do commentary. There's a difference, right? Oh, and like I was saying, even old girl, she felt like I was stealing her comment. No, honey, I'm not stealing your content. And I'm talking about Ronnie Q. I was doing a commentary based off of your recap. There's a difference. I ain't got to go do the work that you doing because you recapping. I'm doing commentary. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all please hit the like button. Please share the video. That's kind of what I do. So anyway, I just want to explain that. I don't know why people get that so confused, right? And so anyway, that and I don't know whatever else happened. Like I heard that. Oh, and another thing that I heard, which y'all know I love TreZurLane, right? Who activated TreZurLane? Who in the world activated TreZurLane? Because whoever ever activated him had him out here a couple of times this weekend, right? So I read about the one of his videos, and he was talking about his when the beef sector was really beef. When the beefs like never go away because they were organic and they were real, and it was what it was, and it wasn't no. I'm gonna beef with you this week, and next week we gonna be cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, I absolutely agree with that too. Because that's how it used to be. Nowadays, it seems like it's fake. And I don't even, for some of them, I think some of them are plays. I think that for other ones, though, it's not even necessarily fake. It's just how low brow the content has become, And I don't think if you're not even serious about yourself, how you gonna be serious about a quote unquote beef in the beefing sector? Okay. And so I get what James was saying about that. And then I listened to the video. I think he made it maybe last night, the last one I listened to. And I remember this, right? He was talking about LSA. And I remember a long time ago there was a picture put out about him, right? Hey, Candy Cane. And clearly, when I seen the picture, and I immediately knew that that wasn't James. And people were going around, saying that it was, turning it to Orn, you know what I mean? Orn, and it was James. And you could like clearly look at the picture or the video or whatever and tell that that is not TreZurLane, right? And I'm like, well, okay. But he was also talking about the history that it had been done before. So evidently, LSA and James are spatting for whatever reason. Maybe y'all could tell me again. Right, Betty Boop, the bad teeth sector. Okay, child. Mm-mm-mm. Ain't that the truth? But anyway, they brought that picture back up, and I hope nobody. I mean, like you can look at the picture and tell that it's not James, but people like to lie roast so much around here these days to where tell it they don't even it don't even matter if it's gonna get them some content, or especially if they don't like the content creator, they're gonna go with it, right? Even they know it's not the truth, they're gonna go with it. So James was talking about that, and him being into it with LSA, and he even threatened legal action on, I think, for good and evil or something like that. And for good and evil used to come down in my chat. I didn't know that for good and evil was LSA because I don't go to LSA, so I really couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? And so, but he was threatening action because he was like, "It's defamation," and he don't want nobody saying it's him. But I remember that, and clearly that was not him. I'm like, okay, that don't even make no sense. But let me go back up here to Michelle before I forget. Mattel, and we were talking about why Jay doesn't have my picture on her video, and if it's still over there, I'm going to slap it down. Okay. I didn't listen to her, but about a few minutes, she was saying, "Oh, who looked the best between you and her?" She showed a side by side. Who look, girl? Is that all it was? Girl, why are you comparing? There is no comparison. Okay, you are a whole weirdo, boo. You are weird. And no, bitch, you don't look better than me. With your dilapidated baby shark. I heard you sold your dreads back on, and you probably cut them off in the first place because you was having some kind of mental health crisis. Okay, like that. You should have put a picture of you beside your dog and asked who looked the best. That would have been a better thing. Okay, girl, we don't look. There is no comparison. There is only one oracle. There's only ever going to be one oracle. I am who I am. Okay, it just is what it is. Child, hey comment. Food Junkie said basically James said that LSA is nothing but the flying monkeys. Ooh, from Club Chat. That's why they are fighting. Oh, is that right, Food Junkie? Oh wow. Oh wow. When I brought up that word flying monkeys years ago, they want to make it because they're uneducated, and they want to make it seem like I was calling them monkeys. And I'm like, excuse me. But anyway, that's a part of beef sector history. I had to explain for days what the term flying monkeys meant. Okay. And it wasn't about them being a monkey, it was about them doing the bidding of a narcissist. Okay. And are they still? So now food junkies are over at LSA doing the work of the narcissist? Oh, wow. That's interesting. But that just goes back to James' analogy of how the beefs used to be everlasting, like Duchess Kelly Love, the everlasting Duchess Kelly Love. Some of these beefs are everlasting, okay? But this old beef sector style, right? The everlasting, like Duchess Kelly Love, all right? Child. But thank you, Food Junkie, because like I said, child, I didn't have no idea. But so that's why they brought that picture back up. Oh, wow. That's crazy. But clearly that's not James. I don't even understand, but okay. You remember the flying monkeys debacle? My ISIS girl. I said, Lord, if these people don't go Google some information, they're making themselves sound crazy. Doing a bidding of a narcissist. I was like, child, I ain't never. But even to this day, there are a lot of people that absolutely Betty Boop do the bidding of flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz, something like that. Yeah, they did the bidding for the narcissist, and the narcissist on the Wizard of Oz is the Wicked Witch of the West. What that the mean witch? The West, I think Glinda, the good witch from the East, or the other one. The flying monkeys did the ugly witch's bidding. I think she was from the West or whatever. But anyway, whoever the mean witch was that had the flying monkeys, they would go around and do her bidding. And she was clearly narcissistic and sociopathic. And yeah, she wanted to send out the flying monkeys to do the dirty work, and she could just sit back and my pretty and whatever, take the credit for the work that they was doing. Okay, so that's what flying monkeys mean: doing the work of the narcissist that you're serving. The West. Okay, thank you, everybody. I said, child, it's been how many decades since I watched that movie? Sure, but yeah. Anyway, that's what that meant, and I was like, oh my god, they are really like losing it, right? I'm like, if they don't click over to Google and get a little quick definition, oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. But I know that you were speaking. Yeah, it's a psych term. It was a psychological term. I told them that then, honey, they didn't want to hear that, and I'm like, oh my god, go Google it for yourself. If you think I'm lying, honey, go Google it for yourself. Oh, they were just riding it. Oh, she called me a monkey wave. I was like, ooh, yeah, look at this right here. I was like, shame. Mm-mm-mm. But anyway, so that's what activated James. Lord have mercy. Mm-mm-mm. So is that the origin of it? The whole LSA, that's the origin of it? Yeah, y'all know every once in a while, when people get bored, they get they have, hey, True Black Chick, they have a couple of go-tos. And people for whatever reason love to mess with TreZurLane. Okay, but he was activated evidently this weekend because I seen a couple of videos, you know. But wow. But I know that picture that was shown all them years ago, I knew immediately that that wasn't him. Oh, I got 45 likes. Thank you, Almighty Isis. Would y'all mind please taking a second and hit the like button? Y'all, I know I've been gone for days and child, they knock you about the algorithm so fast, and that's why those likes are important, child. Right? But I had fun on my vacation. That's all I know. I was so proud. I was a proud auntie. Oh my God. A proud great auntie. Okay, if you will. I really was. But anyway, yeah, I was just wondering who activated them. Yet they call each other the N, the B, and the H words all day, every day. You're right about that, Betty Boop. Yeah, you make a good point. Yeah, absolutely. You make a good point. So anyway, I kept getting sidetracked because there's nothing. I don't know if there's anything else that went on entertaining. I don't know, but I haven't heard of a big stir up of anything. Oh, I listened to who was it I was listening to? I was listening to Reed. I was listening to one of Reed, the Heart of Philadelphia's video also this morning too. Because I like Reed do her recaps, right? I like to listen to Reed's recaps, right? She quick about it. She get down to the nitty gritty. She's concise. You know what I mean? I wish Reed would come on every morning and then like 7:30 time slot and do do her recaps because Reed is very entertaining. Nobody say about Reed. Y'all can't say she ain't entertaining. Okay, I'll be getting me a good little kiki. Okay. And so Reed was doing, and this it was a video. She was talking about the reason why I clicked on it is because she was like, "Lemon is the man," or something like that. And in the video, she was talking about Teresa and them were talking about his funds, right? They were talking about his bag, and then they were talking about his bag, Teresa and all of them, how much funds he had made on her, I guess, or whatever, right? And then she said something like, that he started asking them, he asked Krista or something like that, hey, just comfort, could she buy him a bottle, right? And I was like, oh, I know why he did that. The reason why he did that is cause they probably always begging him for, hey, Cap. They probably, not at all. Hey, everyone, Olivia, miss your presence around here. Thank you, Miss Queenie. Child, I had to take a mental health break and took the Labor Day off. Not at all. What, Cap? And so anyway, she was saying that Lemon went to asking, I guess, Krista and maybe some other people, but definitely she called out Krista's name. Can they buy him a bottle, right? And so I was like, oh, I get it. The reason why he was doing that is because they was talking about, what he be making. Bree's like, yeah, Miss Queenie, me too, right? And he did that because they always asking him for cash apps and all this and all that because they feel like he got it like that. And he gonna say, well, shoot, well, let me ask them to buy me a bottle. They always asking me to get them this and get them that, send them a cash out. Let me see what they gonna do for me. Maybe that was the reason why he was doing that. It would make sense if he did do that. I get it. You know what I mean? Just to see what's gonna happen. Don't know if uh, but I read about through that a little bit. Don't know if somebody actually bought him a bottle or not, but I heard Reed talking about that. I didn't listen to the end of the video to see what the outcome was because it was about him and basically who cares. You see what I'm saying? I on this end, I don't care. But I see why he would do it, right? Because he got a lot of people, he got quite a few people that's done latched on to him, right? He got a whole cult following going on over there. So it is what it is. If he always having to give that point, to keep him, on his panel to, entertain so he can make his coin, then, and he's giving them coin. I guess he wanted to see who's gonna give back to him, child or something. I don't know. But the whole thing is weird. Okay, it's just weird to me, but it is what it is, right? That's another version of insomniac TV. People just want the white noise in the background. A lot of people can't sleep late at night. They don't have a lot of people don't look at TV no more, and they'd rather be on the internet. And I think that this is something for them to listen to. You know what I mean? And he picked a really good spot because if he can be up that late at night for all those hours on end, then yeah, it's a good spot. You getting especially if you're getting ad revenue plus revenue from your subscribers or whatever, right? So yeah, it's a good spot. Why not? Just like YTC in the morning, it's a good spot for her right now. You know, but everybody get a turn. It just is what it is. Enjoy it while it lasts. Cause eventually somebody else will be coming through and they'll take your spot. It just is what she. Hey, YTC, her YT. Yeah, me too. And what she call her, umfufu? Lord Jesus, I said not umfufu. No, a certain kind of subby ghost lemon. I agree with that too, baby. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of those women, for whatever reason, are obsessed with that lemon. I'm gonna put it that way. I don't quite understand it myself, 305, but I'm not going to delve into the psyche of these people. You like who, I'm just going to chalk it up to you like who you like. But certain people over there is interesting because you got a couple of leeches going on over there, okay? Now, I think Tracy get a good little kiki out of lemon. Hey, Max, oh, I got 53 likes. And plus, I think Tracy don't want to dedicate as much of or maybe she doesn't have time to dedicate as much time as she used to her channel. So why not go over there and sit on Lemon Panel, and get cash do her. Maybe she's gonna turn it into a second job or something, right? She feel like if I'm sitting over here, and I am Tracy and I'm sitting on your panel, maybe I should be paid for my services, right? That may or may not be her thinking. Like I said, I do commentary, I don't do recaps, right? And then you got somebody like Pizarro. I told y'all long ago that Pizarro is a leech. She actually leached off of Tracy one point in time. She went and she had she done sucked Brianna dry, right? She leached off of Brianna till she drained every bit of blood out of Brianna because that's what leeches do. And I think that now she's attached her tentacles to limit, right? She's a leech. She never had a storyline, but she leeches off of other. She attaches herself to other channels so that she can get content off their channels. So she's a leech. That's what she do. So that's why she's over there. You know, because some people have no just. Some people are just corrupt. Just is what it is. But if you allow it to leech out of you, if you don't turn that leech out of you from sucking your blood, honey, it's gonna leech and it's gonna leech and it's gonna leech till it can't leech no more. Okay? And that's all that is. But anyway, and then you, like I said, you got the other lemonads, male and female over there. I don't even understand, but it is what it is. Okay. Daddy Boo said if he drinking every day like that, he would soon get type 2 diabetes. Yeah, from all the sugar and the alcohol. I agree. That's probably why his toes are turning dark. Yeah, I seen a picture of that because another content creator showed a picture of his toes, and I'm thinking I thought it was foot fungus. That's what I thought it was. Athlete's feet. That's what I thought it was. I was like, oh my god. So you think it's type 2 diabetes? Well, I know who y'all bloated because that yeast and that sugar and that alcohol, that'll get you. Hmm. So did he get shamed out of drinking turtle port and now he on to the hard liquor? Now if he on to the hard liquor and he done left the dinner wine alone, that means he's getting worse as it comes to his alcoholism, right? Because he's needing something stronger to get him drunk because the wine is not doing it anymore. That's all that is. Now he might have y'all thinking that he don't want to drink Taylor Port no more. Cause y'all done talked about him drinking the dinner wine so bad. And he's had to change it to like a different type of alcohol. But probably the Taylor Port is not even getting him high. The wine is not getting him high anymore. So he's gonna have to elevate to another drink, to a stronger alcohol content so that he can be drunk. That's all that's going on. Honestly. Could y'all please hit the like button? I appreciate it. So yeah, yeah. But after a while, if his liver is not already turning to jelly, it soon will be. And it's unfortunate because the boy ain't number about what, 35, 36? Oh my goodness, that is horrible. That boy really need to get out and find him something to do. Okay? But it is what it is. If you're antisocial, a lot of these people on here are incels these days, and yeah, it's the new wave, right? No, someone recommended him to do that. A new stew. Oh, to do that new stuff, child. I think somebody told him about a new drink. He tried it and liked it. I imagine he did. He probably got a better. Maybe what? I could believe somebody recommended that to him. But I bet you that he prefers it better because when it comes to dinner wine, and if you drink it, year after year or month after month, you're not going to be getting, that drunk that you need, that feeling that you need, right? So if he's escalated to a stronger alcohol, well, honey, it's a whole new thing. And I bet he's glad that they suggested that he do that, and just because they suggested it, don't mean he had to do it. I think somebody told him about the new drink he tried and like, yeah, I agree with that, Max. He tried it and liked it. Maybe it's a stronger alcohol content. You know what I mean? And maybe right now he can drink less and get even drunker than he was. I mean, come on, dinner wine, sweet wine, really? There's only so far you can go. And as you get deeper and deeper, that's just like any addiction, right? You're gonna need more and more, as your addiction progresses. You got to try something different, try something more potent, try something stronger, you know. And so, yeah, and that's just in general, not just him. It's just like in general, as your addiction, increases, you're gonna need something to pacify that addiction. That's even stronger than the thing you were doing before. So that's what that's about. And dinner wine, I imagine after all this time just ain't doing it, okay? Child. But I also can't understand. Crystal was over here, I think Friday. Y'all please hit the like button if you don't mind. Thank you. Crystal was over here. Was it Friday when I did that video? And she was saying that, she didn't drink so much before. At least that's what she said. And so now she's drinking now and she likes it. I'm like, oh, okay. So you are that much of a follower till you didn't drink before, but now to fit in, you're gonna start drinking. And you're how old? Okay. If as long as you're doing what you want to do, it's amazing. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Mm. Y'all, I was even trying to catch up on the world of politics. Shit, I got 64 thumbs up. Thank you, Barbara One. How you doing? We almost to 100. Yay! Thank y'all so much. Right, and that's about all I saw. I'm sure that more stuff went on, but if y'all ain't gonna tell me, child, I can't comment on it. Y'all were my recappers this morning because I was not gonna go back and look at Saturday, Sunday, 3-4 days worth of videos, right? It was a couple of people that I seen. I said, let me click on, and that's what it was. Desperate YouTube wife Betty Boot, and clearly. And you know what? It always oh, I don't know what's going on with Dory 305. What happened with her? Child, and who cares? Like, oh, girl, no. What Jay Wilson been over there talking about? I'd rather talk about him. I don't even be no. But y'all know it's just some people I don't even do commentary on cause child, why? Oh my god, like I cannot. I don't even like to waste my time on it. Mm. Oh, he been over there talking about education. Okay. All right, he ain't been talking about politics. Cause as far as politics go, they're talking about Trump is ill and he canceled his appointments and he's sick and he all this and all that. But when I got to thinking about that, um, I was thinking, Trump was his first term, and they say that he used to be real paranoid about being poisoned, right? And if his health is declining, they say he was bloated and all this and all that, right? He got the what do you call it? That girl got the lymphedema or whatever. They showed pictures of it and stuff. And I was thinking, oh, now the agenda is progressing. Could it be a little cool allegedly? Could arsenic be involved? I don't know. We're gonna have to see, right? Good morning, Olivia. You don't want to talk about the horse pregnancy? No, I don't want to talk about it. I heard about that nonsense. No, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not. I don't even give that content creator any airspace on my channel because I don't care. I really, this is sure madness. I don't even know how anybody could take this seriously. Okay. Oh, absolutely, definitely a pawn. You know, and I seen on the news where Putin um his health is declining because he started helping with us Haitians. Uh oh. Now here's somebody backyard wrapped up in a pissy drawers. Lord, you a mess, Max. Hey, Miss Toki, Miss Toby, how you doing? But here's the thing, though. There was a meeting with Putin and Xi, the Chinese president, and what is the man name from India? And they're talking about basically they're saying, why do the European nations we need to we don't have to rely on the European nations, to lead the world anymore. We can do that. You know what I mean? And so uh it's gonna be real interesting around here, okay? It's not only the things that the Trump administration are doing are not only bringing about the downfall of whatever we got left in the Americas, but also internationally. So, yeah, but that's what you get. You know what I mean? So, yeah, child, I can't take Dory. She looks like one of those titans from the anime Attack on Titan. Google. I don't even know Miss Queenie. I don't even care. I seen a post saying JW said he has 4 jobs. Oh wow. And teaches online. And then someone said maybe doing 4 lives a day. Oh, the 4 lives a day is the jobs. I heard that, Betty Boop. Lord have mercy. Mm-mm. Challenge ain't no tell. Y'all please hit the like button if you don't mind. But anyway, that's what I think about as far as Trump and his health goes. I think that they have allowed him to be the front man, like Betty say, for the things that are really going on behind the scenes that he knows absolutely nothing about. And it's a scary situation. But it is what it is, okay? And the reason why, and then another thing that people don't realize, also 305, and I'm going to get off this because I know y'all don't like to talk about politics, but I had to put it in here because, child, I've been listening to more of that. A lot of these fools like Michi X. Have y'all hit the one if y'all heard of Michi X? She right here on YouTube, right? So Michi X, in case y'all didn't know, she is an agent provocateur. She is now, first she was pro-black, okay? Well, first she was conscious. She got into it with the conscious community. Then she went on to being pro-black. I love politics too, 305. And now she is, but come to find out, in my opinion, she is nothing more than an agent provocateur, okay? And she is now a card carrying member of the Forever Trumper Society. And that, hey Lexington, that just goes to show me that the reason why I think some black people are sent. When you get some of these black people that like long time ago when they started that campaigning on black people shouldn't vote because of black folks, your black vote don't count, and all of this and all these people are agent provocateurs, right? And you get people like Candace Owens, and you get people like knock off Candace Owens. That's what she want to be, right? A knockoff Candace Owens, right? Candace Owens, like, and what is that other lady's name? She got out of Angela Stanton. Angela Stanton. She's got a lot in common with Angela Stanton. Angela Stanton is an ex-convict that Trump, had pardoned, and she was a staunch Trump supporter. Made all her videos, all this and all of that, right? But Michi X is also an ex-convict. What in the world is the deal with these ex-convicts being in love with Donald Trump's policies? What is the deal? I'm like, oh my goodness. I heard of Michi X. I remember her doing the conscious day. Yeah. She a grifting Trump supporter now. She's an agent provocateur. Okay. People, I don't forget that she's biracial. I don't forget at all, Betty Boop. I know full well who she is. Absolutely. you know. And she's also an ex-convict. And she is grifting. Whatever's popular at the time, whatever she thinks can make her money. So now I guess her, the jig is up when it comes to her being pro-black / conscience or whatever. So now she's gonna be on Trump's side so she can get the Anglos to support her so she can continue to grift, okay? But she's an agent provocateur. You got a lot of black people still over there that's been listening to that type of stuff for years, convincing them not to vote and all of this and all of that, which is absolutely not true. Your vote does count, okay, but they don't want you to vote. Because if they wanted you to vote, they wouldn't be doing everything in their power to stop you from voting, okay? Hey, Stomp Down, Big Michi X is always trying to sell survivor products and services and classes. Child, whole grifter. She's always talking about her bachelor's degree in psych. What she get it in jail in psychology. And flipping her hair behind her ear. Child. Mm-mm. You right, Stomp Down. She is a agent provocateur. That's all she is. Mm-hmm. And then you got a whole lot of black people that don't even realize they've been sold a bill of goods because they don't know the history, nor do they want to read the history, or they don't know any thing about politics. They want to be told behind the ear real bad, heard real bad. I know that's right, Stomp Down. And so they just listen to people like this. Okay. A lot of blacks who would never admit it, they voted for. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And a lot of them can't even hide it. They Trump supporters. Facts. She scammed black people out of money. That's what she was convicted. You're right, Betty Boo. Hmm. And I think they set her at her on purpose. That's why I call her agent provocateur. I keep up with politics. I was watching. You was watching too much. And it started making me anxious. I take it in smaller doses. You're right, Queenie. You have to. Sometimes, honey, I have to walk away. I have to let it go. I have to let it go. All right. She lived in Denver when my cousin was the mayor. Yeah, she is. She gone on. She crazy like a fox. Once a convict, always a convict. Okay, she ain't doing nothing but grifting people. That's all she doing. But people really need to pay attention to her. She's not as popular as she used to be because I think a lot of people finally caught on. But she still got a listening ear. Do you watch Tabitha Speaks? No, I don't watch her. I have seen some of her videos though, but I don't watch her consistently. Yeah, it's too much of that mess. Will have you stressed out. It sure will. Oh my goodness, it sure will. And other grifters. I know. She was also a pastor slash minister. What? I didn't even know that. What? Just like Tariq Nasheed and other. Lord, I didn't even know Stomp Down that she did the pastor, the minister thing. Now that would miss me. I didn't even get that persona. I missed that one. Lord have mercy, for real. Ooh, child. I missed that grift right there. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. I don't. That one didn't last too long, did it? Oh, not a pastor. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Oh my God. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all who another agent, along with Tariq Nasheed, he's an agent provocateur. He sure is. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Child. So I can say GM, I take politics in smaller doses now because I couldn't feel myself getting physically ill. You couldn't feel yourself getting physically ill. The person delivering the politics also matters. Because some people will leave you hopeless. That's true too. That's why you gotta figure it out for yourself. That's why you can't. It's just like going to church, right? And stomp down this mission. Somebody like Michi X been an ex pastor. Why would you not go study the word for yourself and develop your own personal relationship? Instead of some people doing that, they will listen to whatever the pastor slash minister says, and to go on. You bring your Bible to church, on Sunday. You let them manipulate the word, but you don't go home and study for yourself. You just want to listen to whatever they say. Whatever they say, go. That's a problem. Because you can read it for yourself. You get your own understanding. And so, yeah, true. She talks down to her supporters, calling them dumb. Exactly. The nerve of her, right? Sure. He sure is. They can right back over to Vlad. He sure is. They ran right back over to Vlad. Oh, wow. Right. Yeah, you have to do your own research. Do your own research. Get your own opinion, right? And so if you feel like, say, what Trump is implementing in this country is right, is a good thing for him to do, then okay, that's your opinion. But if you listen to it for yourself and get your own understanding, and you feel like it's not good for the country, what's going on, then okay, that's your opinion. But you should never let somebody else dictate your opinion. You know, it's just like last week I was having a whole argument about martial law, right? That's my opinion. You know, just like you got a right to your opinion, I got a right to mine. Now, of course, I'm gonna feel your opinion is wrong, just like you're gonna feel mine is wrong, but that's on you. Okay, Vicky Dillard. Thank you. Stomp down. That's who I was thinking about. Vicky Dillard. Ex-convict as well. Still kind of black folks that listen to her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I remember when Nyla Says and Vicky Dillard used to be besties, child. Used to be besties. It just come from, yes, I've been listening to audiobooks and podcasts. I only listen to a handful of CCs in this sector. I heard that. Yes, Vicky Dillard is a none of them. No, another one of them. I was just saying the same thing on my live. Is that what? Is that right, Jill? Oh wow. Betty Boop said facts. Vicky Dillard is another one of them. Yep, sure is. She went to jail for stealing black folks' money too. Mm-mm. I can't believe old crazy Umar ain't never got locked up for his shenanigans. Okay, child. Psycho. Child, I ain't gonna lie to Umar even had me going for a while, okay? Child. You really did. And I ain't gonna lie about it. Vicky Dillard lived in Denver too. She sure is a straight scammer. Yep. But anyway, y'all, you gotta watch out for these agent provocateurs. You gotta watch out for people that would rather tell you what it is that they want you to know. They tell you what it is that they want you to know, but they don't suggest that you go research it for yourself. And that's what I do. Go research it for yourself. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that, y'all. Y'all know how I go. People don't understand when you give government or any corporation an inch to protect you, they will slowly take your freedoms. And that's what's going on right now, Socket. Right. Did y'all hear about Trump getting a $5 billion windfall due to his Bitcoin rollout thing? $5 billion. I was like, child, Umar asking women to pay him $500 to go on it. Really? Ugh. Did y'all see his apartment from a long time ago? Trash. He's a harder. He is insane. He don't even look or even sound like the old Dr. Umar even if he ever was a doctor. But he don't even sound like that guy anymore. He sounds mentally ill, in my opinion. Put stomp down. But that's just me. I'm like, I want to know what's going on in the world, and in my state. Yet, don't overdose on it. Phil Scott is absolutely. I cannot stand that misogynistic, anti-black, but he acting like he black. He tried to pawn his Anglo wife off on being a indigenous Indian or something, and she looking like the whole Pillsbury Doughgirl. I think I got a video about that. Him and his wife still on my channel right to this day. I can't stand. I actually got into it with Tell Her Like It Is Phil, what I used to call him back in the day, cause I was like, yeah, child. Mm, mm, mm. Whenever I see the government or corporation saying they need to have access to child personal information to protect children, I know that's right. I know that's. Oh, and then I was listening to something that was real. You know, I agree with this old Reed too. Reed was like, you remember that, baby? But when I got into it with Phil or about his wife's situation, I was like, that was just too much. I was like, no, he did, child. Mm-mm. Baby, trying to tell me something. She an indigenous person. No, honey. No, 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 no. She fully European, okay? Don't even try it. It's like, child. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, I wonder how brothers. Oh, ain't he like that? He in prison, right? Oh, major grifter. Major. Man, we talking about grifting way back to the Facebook days. Child, that didn't make no sense. Mm. Baby. Mm-mm. Yeah. And what was the name of that? His guru stomped down, the one that went to prison for doing all that to those children. What was that man's Dr. York or something like that, right? Ooh, just a staunch follower of Dr. York. I'm like, that whole thing was just crazy if y'all don't remember that from back in the day. I was like, oh my God. And the African Bambaataa and that's how what's his name, Campbell, what's his name, and his last name Campbell came out and started telling his story about what happened with between what African Bambaataa did to him and all of that stuff. Yeah, Malachi York, right? I remember all that. Child, I don't understand from Phil. I unsubscribed from Phil after that. It's his channel called African Diaspora. That's it. Almighty ISIS, Agent Provocateur. That's all he is. He used to call black women Hassan Campbell. Thank you, Almighty ISIS. Some kind about hyenas or something. Dr. York is Cam talked to, but really? For real? Oh my God. Oh Lord. His wife kind of looked like Salvage Snatch. Without makeup. You a mess, Betty Boo. Mm-mm. The nerve of Phil trying to call black women hyenas, right? But he pro-black. But then Pat trying to pawn his woman off on as a indigenous Indian when she's wholly European. You know what I mean? And then he ain't the only one that's got a European wife. What's his name? Mr. I'm so black. Tariq Nasheed, child. Mr. Wrote a book about how to be a pimp. Child, just a mess. Just a mess. You know, like yeah. I had a whole YouTube life before I came to the beef sector. Honey, I just got stomped down, I can tell you. I just got tired of dealing with them. Child. And I went to the entertainment sector first. Couldn't stay over there because Tasha K couldn't she start creeping me out, but Star Marie start creeping me out. And YouTube the beef sector found me. Okay. Child, I've been here ever since. I don't give that. I still go to other places, but I don't last. I go back and forth, child, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's easy like Sunday morning over here, okay? Cause them and them other sectors, I don't even be wanting to do all that no more. I just do not. They burnt me out on ridiculousness of it all. I was like, oh my God, these people for real? Like, oh my God, oh child. Phil used to have a channel that showcased black women, and yes, he did. Hmm. I remember I did a video on him when he was doing an interview with this European woman, speaking very derogatorily about black women. He tried to play it off. Charlie wasn't no playing it off. He was all down there. That video is still online, by the way, too. Mm-hmm. Tariq makes songs in the 80s and 90s called War Show Blue, and other low down music. Child, he is this. Ain't he disgusting? So the nerve. Okay, he another grifter. That's all he is. Just another grifter. That's all. Mm-mm. Cynthia G, I can't stand her either. Grifter. Grifter. Just another grifter. Mm-hmm. 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 Hey, Ronnie Howard. Just another grifter. These people be amazing to me. I was like, I got tired of dealing with them. You know what? The whole entire manosphere I got tired of dealing with. Okay? Child. I was like, the nerve. But anyway, you can't tell people who to like or who to believe. Folks just really need to open their eyes and do their own research. The internet, when it comes to a lot of black people, the internet has truly done a lot of black people a disservice, you know, because when it comes to black people, whether you like it or not, most black people are very tribal, okay? And they love to be led, right? But you got to be careful about being a follower. It's just like back in the day, they were led by what? The church, right? Today, they are led by a whole bunch of these cult followers slash agent provocateurs slash grifters and scammers, on this internet, right? The internet has taken the place of the church, okay? And then it's a lot more dark when it comes to the internet, and so, yeah. But it has done a disservice to. That's why you see some black people that are of a certain age, and you can't believe that they are making the choices that they make, or they're choosing to follow the people that they choose to follow. You can't understand what's going on. This is what's going on. They never elevated their mind into realizing that, hey, we don't need a leader. We are our own leaders. The government got rid of our leaders. The government got rid of our Malcolm X's and Martin Luther King's. Okay? The government even did away with, whether you want to believe it or not, with Tupac Shakur. not because of his music, because of his rhetoric. It's because of the interviews that he was doing back in the day, like on MTV and places, when he was speaking out against people like Donald Trump, when he was speaking out against the wealth gap, when he was speaking about proximity crimes that happen, in our black communities. When he was speaking out about black leadership, that coupled with the fact that his legacy, Black Panther Party, his mom and his dad. So people just think that he was taken out because of a rap beef. That is not why Tupac was taken out. He was taken out, in my opinion, by the United States government, allegedly, and that's my opinion. Okay? And they wrapped it up because they don't want what? They don't want a strong black leader. Okay? They've never been in fear of somebody like a Farrakhan. Okay? But they were in fear of a Malcolm X. And you gotta think about why. Okay? You gotta think about why. Mm-hmm. Child Synthetic G was truly an agent telling black. Yes, absolutely, Betty Boo. That video is still on my channel when I talked about that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine, girl? Mm-mm. It's called and will listen to anyone saying anything and take it without verification. Don't fact check. It's just ridiculous. Like, oh my god, child. Mm-mm. No movement, just speeches. That's true. You have to have a sense enough to be your own leadership these days. Because everybody's corrupted and nobody wants to martyr themselves. And you can't get mad at somebody for not wanting to martyr themselves, but you don't have to take your people and lead them down the very destructive path. That just goes all over me when I hear that kind of stuff. Y'all, that's why I had to leave that sector alone over there. I had to leave it. I said, you know what? Folks gonna believe what they gonna believe, and ain't no use to me arguing about it. I just come out, do my commentary, and do me. Okay? Because the Bible say once you let somebody know what they choose to do with the information that you give them is on them. You done your part by letting them know. Okay? Mhm. So yeah, like I don't have to go back and forth about how disastrous this administration is, especially as it pertains to black people and brown people and martial law, and how it's going to become even more parallel to what Adolf Hitler did, in my opinion, in Nazi Germany. But you just gotta wait for it. Thank you, Betty Boo. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat, love. But you just gotta wait for it, okay? Just wait for it. But some people don't believe each thing. Well, the child, just wait for it, okay? But then I even think that possibly, allegedly, there is a plot against the president. Okay, now we're gonna see. You got all these stories leaking out about the man's health and all of this and all that. Could it be that there are other people that have used him for what they want to use him for? Now they are ready to, but they cannot escalate their agenda until he has been removed. Could that be? And they know he is a man of a certain age, so if he has a heart attack or a stroke or or dies of natural causes, just think about what happened to Ronald Reagan. If you know about Ronald Reagan's presidency, think along those parallels. Think along on JFK. You know, think about these coups. Okay, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So you do have to take it in doses. I agree with that. Mm-mm. We're being taken around a dark and winding path in this country. This country has made a turn for the worst, okay? You know. And then you got a whole other half of the world wanting to usurp this country. You know. But we're gonna have to wait and see. But as far as this country goes, this country is pretty much imploding on itself, in my opinion. It is because of one reason. And that reason is white supremacy racism. They cannot get out their own way because of white supremacy racism. A system that is actually built to do harm to them as well. If you know are not wealthy in this country, okay, that system is against you as well. I was looking at the news this morning. They say over 1 million immigrants, have are not in the workforce anymore in this country. Over 1 million immigrants, and it's been only a year. Where are all these people? We've heard of stories of people just vanishing. Racism versus very expensive, right? Thrill Vibe. People vanishing. In D.C. These black and brown people just vanishing, right? And they are expanding these efforts, right? How many more of your people are going to start vanishing, black and brown people, before you wake up and realize what's going on? But by the time but you should have woke up before he was elected. So now it's kind of, it is what it is. They was doing protesting this weekend, against Trump's policies and everything. But is it too little, too late? Why are the Anglos now crashing out over Trump's policies? Because you fell into the racism. You hurting your own self. You mad because black folks ain't crashing out pretty much because they know what the deal is. Because we ain't never had the foot up off our neck, so we used to making it. So, but they crashing out. You crashing out because you fell for the okie doke. That's why you crashing out. Mm. YouTuber did a live Friday. That the orange and had a pass. Yeah, that was I don't know why people are predicting that, but it's something behind that though. Saying it was all over Twitter. Yet if it were true, it would help. Yes, it's not absolutely not true. No, they saying that because he canceled a whole lot of events and stuff like that. But I think that what they're not saying, in my opinion, is very telling. It's more about what they're not saying, in my opinion. So yeah. Yeah. Yes, and now they're realizing racism is not for the poor. But I was listening to that little cat on and this little this the young fella, what's his name? Amazing Lucas. And he put up something. I took a screenshot of it. Let me see if I put it down on my thing. Because this is absolutely the truth. And some of these people may have never heard of this before. Okay, this is a statement from LBJ. Now, LBJ was the president during the Great Depression, and he said, "Now this is him speaking about racism and Anglos, right? And this is how you know that they are against their own best wishes because of the mentality that they have been taught forever, the misinformation that they have been." Because it don't matter if you live in a trailer park and you eating brown beans every day, you still better than the richest black man or woman. Okay. He says, quote, can y'all see that? That Amazing Lucas had this posted up, right? And the title of the video is "The Collapse of White America Has Begun." It's been begun. I mean, it ain't been begun. It hasn't begun. It's ramped up, in my opinion. But child, he says, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored, meaning his black man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket, right? Now, Trump used this theory, right? If I can convince that these Anglos, they are being kept down by DEI, it is the black man's fault that they are not living well and not eating and not, this, that, and the other, you know. And I'm in my trailer park, but if I could convince them it's all the black man's fault, I can still pick their pockets, okay? Now, this is the Trump mentality, right? Goes on to say, hell, give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you, which is the Trump mentality. I heard it was either the news or I was looking at a video to where a lot of people are suing Trump and his administration of the illegal activities that they are doing. They have absolutely usurped the Constitution of the United States of America. They're doing things the way that they want to do them. Legalities be damned because they are criminals, right? But they said that he had on his website that he need $10 from everybody on the $10 from everybody on the website for legal fees. I'm like, huh? But you just have they're saying that you just have had a $5 billion windfall, but you need $10 from everybody that's on your social media website cause of legal fees, and you're the president of the United States of America. Okay. I mean, talk about the king of the grifters. Okay. Bye bye. But anyway, this is an actual quote from Lyndon B. Johnson, right? This just goes to prove that what I said is true. The system of white supremacy, racism, if you are not rich and you don't have any powerful and you are Anglo, the system is against you as well as it is black and brown people. But because they put it in your head that you're better than them, no matter your social economic situation versus theirs, you are better. You are entitled. You are all things right in this country. That is how they use these people to help them destroy this country. Let them that have the money, that have the power, pillage and plunder people in this country. It is a whole, what do you call those people? The whole what do you call those people? They love them to the Viking. It's a whole Viking mentality, right? But they always got black people. What is that name, man? What's his name? Charlie Kirk or something like that. He's openly racist, and he always going around debating people on his whacked out ideology. He's so far in the drunk the Kool-Aid so deep to where, oh Lord, I just can't. I can't even watch it. They call them white. Facts. They call them the white. Yeah, yeah. They are the black people of white people. Okay, the black people of white people. I'm saying that right. Yeah. Just like those what is their name? What is it? The Kardashians. That's a good example. There are certain types of Anglo people that they consider the black people, the white people. Them Kardashians. What are they? They are what is their nationality? They are I can't think whatever their ethnicity is, they are considered the black people, the white people when it comes to the Russians. Oh, what is Albanian? Is it they're Albanian or something like that? Armenian. They're Armenian? Okay. Yeah, they are considered the black people, the white people. That's why no matter how rich they get, you will never see them marry like a powerful Anglo or blue blood, if you will, because no matter how rich they be, they will never cut the like take a Paris Hilton, right? Paris Hilton. The reason why Paris Hilton, now she's married her, a blue, but she's married well, considered married well, in that type of environment or whatever, because she's Paris Hilton, right? She's a considered a blue blood, right? So you will never see her cavorting with black athletes or drunks. Those people that the Kardashians deal with. They deal with those type of people because they have to, right? Whether they want to or not. They have to because they will never be in that crowd. Hey Tisa, that's they're gonna never marry into that blue blood crowd, right? So what they did was become very opportunistic when it comes to like the black athletes and the entertainers and things of that nature, or the drunks. Like what was that one's? What is that Kardashian name? She don't fool with black men. Courtney, but the one she fooling with was it Courtney? But the one she fooling with, the first one she fooled with was an alcoholic. Got divorced from him, and now she fooling with one that's a drug addict. You see what I'm saying? So they will never be able to marry well like a Paris Hilton. Child. Mm-mm. They call them the sin ends, child. Yeah, Nikki Hilton, Paris sister married a Rothschild. Yeah, the Hiltons. Yeah, that's American money. That's blue blood money, right? So it don't matter how much Paris messed up when she was a teenager or a young woman. You didn't never see her laid up with no black men, whether they entertainers or not. It's certain lines that she did not cross, and now that she's grown up, she's got a child. She's married to a rich, wealthy, not rich, but wealthy Anglo. Okay, she's in society now. She's taking her spot in society because she couldn't move, but take somebody like Kim Kardashian, right? She will never be in a Paris Hilton's company, right? She would never cut the mustard. She would never marry a quote unquote blue blood or whatever because of her lineage. Child. Mm-mm. Even Trump's daughter, what's her name? Ivanka? She's up there with the Paris Hilton crew, right? So yeah, it's just how they move. They keep wealth within the confines of wealth. Let me take this off here. That's just how they do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Courtney, thank you, Betty Boop. She ain't got that. It don't matter if she don't fool with no black men or not. She will never nobody's ever going one of these wealthy, the ones in these wealthy circles, these one percenter type Anglo. She's never gonna be approached or married, to one of them. So she got the food with the alcoholics of the crew and the drug addicts of the whatevers. That's how they're relegated to. No matter how much money they have, they'll never be in that world. They'll never be admitted into it. So yeah, people need to pay attention to what's really going on in this country. Okay, child. Mm-mm. It's crazy when you think about it, child. They would never have that pedigree. Them Kardashians won't. They're a hot mess. Paris is how Kim. Yeah, Paris is how Kim got exposed. Kim worked for Paris. Yes, absolutely. ACT, how you doing? You're right about that. And Kim got famous, because her mom exploited that Ray J. It ain't that Ray J. That X tape between her and Ray J. So yeah, that's how they garnered their generational wealth. It all started with Kim and that tape. Ray J told us about what really happened. With that tape, here not too much like a couple of years ago. He was like, yeah, it was the original tape that was put out, but after the mom got wind of it, they had to do the tape about a couple of times over again and re-release it. She made it better and exploited the situation because they didn't have very much money after the father died, after that lawyer died. And so, yeah. Mm-hmm. Child. Mm-mm-mm. Kim and her family are basically black. Yeah, uh-huh. It's an white that. Yeah, yeah, you're right about this stomp down. They are the black people or white people. They will never be admitted into that blue blood society. Mm-mm. It's not gonna work. Kim worked for Brandy too. That's how she got. That's how she got. Yeah, I heard it. I seen a video one time where they was saying, Kim was stealing from Brandy. She stole like some hoop earrings or something, and Brandy found out about it or something like that. I was like, child. And Kim stole 100K from Brandy. When she worked for Brandy, organized her closet. Yeah, so it must have been when they was talking about the jewelry and that stuff. Yeah, now she's a billionaire. It's Ray J. Their brother. Yeah, absolutely. Honey. Her mama, Chris, child. She spent that. Yeah, she was their stylist. Chris, ain't that her name? Chris Jenner, whatever. She spent that, honey. And I honestly don't think Bruce Jenner, if Bruce Jenner was hetero, I don't think he would have ever associated himself with Chris. But because he liked to do all that stuff they was doing in privacy with the dressing up and all of this and all of that, she was a bird for him, you know? And so I think that's how she got Bruce Jenner. Child. Then Big Bruce turned into a then Big Bruce turned into a size 15 wearing a woman with an extra large jawbone. I know, right? Stop that. That's what I was talking about. She was a whole bird, honey. She got that clout with that name, honey. And if it's one thing you can say about Kris Jenner, baby, when I said she is bad, she pimped out all of them. She pimped out the husband. She pimped out all the kids. And they say she got all kind of what do you call it? Trademarks on the grandkids. It's just horrible. Horrible. She is the madam, literal madam of the family child. She done pimped out all of them. Cause she like that. What's that woman's name? In Gone with the Wind. What was her name? Like, I swear, I shall never go hungry again. Scarlett O'Hara, right? She said she would never go hungry again. Ha ha, baby. Mm-mm. Kim just like her mother when it comes to me. Yeah, absolutely. She taught them well. She exploited. Yeah, she exploited her family for money. Yeah, yeah. She pimped them all out, Tisa. Absolutely. hmm She swears she would never go hungry again. Okay, because she was down bad after the husband died. It was rumored that she would clean up her so-called friends' homes, for money, just doing what she got to do, to make it and taking care of her kids. But the fact that you exploited Kim's ex tape, I was like, child, marketed the hell out of Kim Kardashian. Okay. That's how they going to their generational wealth. Child. Getting in the limelight with all those black athletes and all of this and all of that. I was like, child. She meant she wasn't never gonna go hungry again, okay? Sure did, Betty Boo. She taught them how to spot weak. And then another thing, see, here's the thing about that, Betty Boop. I'm glad you said that because you remember that Kris Jenner and Nicole Brown Simpson, O.J. Simpson's, ex-wife, they used to be besties, right? That's why it was rumored. I remember when they were saying that what is a tall girl, that the tall sister, she was supposed they was thinking that she was OJ's daughter and all of this and all that because she didn't look like the rest of the kids and all of this and all that. I think Chris taught her girls to, exploit these weak black men, Chloe, is that her name? No, not Kylie. Chloe. But she taught them all to fool with the black men. It's for a reason that they do that. It's the black men. Yes, the black men that fell for it. Hey Hood, how you doing? And the sister shared men after one dated a man, and the other one fought. Well, Courtney's husband, whatchamacallit was with Courtney's husband first, and honey, she was super hot about that. Kim was with the who Courtney is married to now. He went with Kim first. I was like, child, ugh, just the thought of it all. Don't make no sense. But child, that's the way it goes. I guess that's the way love goes, child. I don't know. But they said Kim was salty about that to the point to where she sold Courtney's wedding idea to who was it, Versace or somebody like that. She made money off of Courtney's wedding, the plans. However, Courtney did her wedding decorations and all of this and all that. She sold that to one of the fashion design companies and made money off of it because she's jealous of her sister child. Mm, mm, mm. But you're right, Betty Boop. That is nasty work, child. Nasty work. Okay. No, ma'am. I just don't understand that. Mm. But anyway, y'all, I guess I don't even know how we got on this subject, but yeah, it wasn't that much going on for me. Like I said, I fell out the loop. You know what I mean? Stomp down said, and Tigger was sleeping with, I think, Chloe, or one of the other younger sisters. I know he went with, didn't he go through a couple of, I think he went through a couple of them stomped down. I really do. And then his baby mama got in on it. What's her name? They had China. They had the baby by the Kardashian son. Child, child, the baby, his baby mama got in on it. I was like, Now I ain't never thought that was just by coincidence. He was like, girl, you better get over here and make this money. Oh, that's who is it? Tiger, right? That's what I always thought. Mm-mm. He told what is her name, Black China, you better get over here and make his money. Bye bye. I ain't never thought that just happened organically. I just really don't think that. Oh, child, that didn't make no sense. That did not make no sense. That was a hot mess. Mm. Yeah. And now, have y'all been seeing the drama that that young black man that the mama was fooling with? So now they done broke up, and he was trying to get money out of her. But y'all know Chris ain't going. He ain't leaving with a penny, honey. He ain't leaving with nothing. And oh my God, they having closing arguments. I'm gonna get off here, y'all. But they having closing arguments in the Cardi B trial today. If y'all haven't seen video footage of Cardi B on the stand, please go look at that. Please go look at the videos when Cardi B was on the stand, child, against that security guard. She is so animated. I think that Cardi B is going to win that case. Child, they are so petty. That judge is so petty. He was complimenting Cardi B on her wigs. I mean, she posing on the witness stand. Honey, it's a lot going on. They get their whole life at that trial off of Cardi B because she's so animated. Okay, that's how I know she ain't gonna have to pay that woman no. Was it like $24 million for a scratch on her face? Honey, they done brought this doctor in talking about some that lady got that scratch on her face in 2024 because he treated her for it. And Cardi B was like, I was pregnant back then. I was disabled. I couldn't fight her. Yeah, I was cussing her out. I didn't call her. I wasn't trying to call her because she went to the doctor's office. Um, and the security guard was filming her, and she was like, this is my private time. But I'm thinking, okay, so you're a security guard working in a doctor's office, and they even brought up HIPAA laws and stuff, right? If Cardi B did not, now you are emotional when you are pregnant. If you don't, and you ain't looking your best, probably she's going to the doctor's office, okay? Why would you be filming this woman and bothering her and heckling her? And she don't want to be bothered, and she pregnant, okay? And she tried to say suing for, was it $24 million because Cardi B supposed to scratch her with one of her nails. I was like, sure. But anyway, they was trying to say Cardi B called her a fat B. And Cardi was like, she's like, no, I was trying to call her a B. And there was something about, I purposely like, well, do you think she a fat B or whatever? Cardi was like, look at her. Look at her compared to me, and she was doing the facial expressions, and she was like, she looked like she could do security for a whole building and stuff like that. And she said she's it was something severely. So I was like, child, and that was funny, y'all. Y'all need to go look that up. It's online. I seen it on the Law and Crime channel, I believe, but it was when they had Cardi B's testimony on the stand. I was like, oh my God, if she don't stop this drama, that was more interested in her wig color for the day, honey, than the trial. Even the judge was sucked in. I said, Lord, if this girl ain't charming and funny, I said, she missed her calling. She could have been a comedian. I was like, So I don't think that Cardi B is gonna have to pay that woman no $24 million about a scratch on her face. And plus, a doctor came forward and testified that she got that scratch in 2022, and then Cardi, I mean, like, what about the HIPAA laws? And this woman is pregnant, and you bothering her? She trying to go to the doctor, take care of her baby, and then allegedly Cardi is pregnant again. And then you got old salty broke the ex-husband talking something, it ain't my baby. Nigga, we know that ain't your baby. We know that's her ex-boyfriend's baby. And they said he impregnated 2-3 women in a year. I was like, Cardi, girl, you gotta choose better. If you can't choose better, leave it alone. My goodness, every time she one of them women that every time you breathe on her, she pregnant. Okay, but guess what? She can afford to take care of them, so she can have many as she want to, as long as she can take care of them. Okay, and Offset's just sitting over there salty. All right. I was like, child, Bacardi is hilarious on that stand. I don't know if y'all see it or not, but y'all need to go look up her testimony. I am glad that she testified in that case, because baby, she's so animated. I was like, no, Cardi, no. But it was funny. That's all I know. Kendall stays out of drama. Is that the one that's the model, the youngest one? I don't even know, child. But anyway, I think this all. Oh, and Tamar made herself look stupid because Funky Donnie was like, nope, you ain't gonna let them pin this on me, boo. You better make it right. And she done canceled her album tour and all of this and all that. Talking about some. If you knew that you hurt yourself sleepwalking allegedly, why you just didn't come out and say that? Why did you have people? You didn't watch the Betty Boop, girl. You got to go watch it. Why did you have people on the internet thinking that Funky Dineva did something to you, and he had to come out here and talk crazy to get you to do the right thing? And now you feeling the way. Why are you feeling the way? That was real shady how she tried to do Funky Dineva for publicity. Then they're talking about I did hurt myself. I busted my face sleepwalking. I'm like, girl, you better leave that Ambien alone. Mm-mm. Yeah. But Dineva didn't do it. And I don't blame him for coming out defending himself. But anyway, y'all, let me get off here. But I think that's all I know. We done talked about politics. We done talked about a little B-sector stuff. Yeah, Kendall is so she the model, right, Betty Boop? Okay. We don't talk about entertainment, reality TV, child. We done did a gambit today, okay? Child. But I missed y'all, though. I missed y'all over this holiday. That's why I'm out of the loop, child. Out of the loop. But it ain't been much going on anyway, as far as I can tell, child. But mm-mm. But who knows? Y'all told me a little bit, and thank y'all so much, child. But thanks for letting me know about what Jay Dunstmore did. And thank you for letting me know about the origin of why TreZurLane was out here swinging. Okay, I appreciate that, cause I was like, what is going on? Yeah, and I ain't never checking for Dunstmore over there. Like, who cares, girl, girl. Ugh, like, who cares? Yeah, you have a great day, Betty Boop. But like I said, y'all, I'm ready to get off of here, child. We are in the last leg of child 2025, child. We are in the last leg of it, right? September, only 4 more months to go. We are get ready to enter into the holiday season. Y'all ready for it? It's going to be fall here in a minute. We got all these moons coming up in September and October. So yeah, a lot of people's moods are gonna be changing. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Bolo, be on the lookout. Because when these moves, the moon, the axis start shifting, on the planet, and the moon start moving a different way, honey, things start happening. So drama start popping off. So we got that to look forward to. Okay, shall I guess? Time will tell. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you came in late, please don't forget to hit the like button, share the video if you care. Please be part of the replay gang. I thought it was a pretty good little video. I enjoyed talking to y'all. We were just chatting. Nothing much deep going on to me because I've been out of the loop. So, but we had other good conversations, though, and I appreciate that, y'all. What I mean? I always love to, we start out one way sometimes and we'll end another way in the day. We end up talking about real world events, and it's always more interesting to me than anything that's going on these beef sector streets. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna get off here. You guys have a great rest of your day. All right. I love you in the way that Christ loves you. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye bye. Peace.